Hello, I'm Dawn. This is Yarn is a Sport, and I'd like to thank you for coming by to play ball. I am coming to you from a secret, undisclosed location. I had hoped to get a video out. I had wanted to do 2 videos a week, and we've had some things happen in life, and we are doing an unplanned trip. I'm waiting for 2024 now. Anyway, we've just had a lot of things happen between the unplanned trip. My computer all of a sudden won't work. It worked fine last night when I did a Zoom call, and I opened it up this morning and it won't work. And then we got a thing for it to do automatic repair or something. That's not even working. So my husband has kindly offered to just get me a computer so I could do this. And I said, I can do it with my phone. That's what I use. So he's just a great guy. He's also known as the Yarn Caddy. So, it did give me the opportunity to go where I have some things stored. I did go through yarn the best I could. I couldn't get to all of it. But what I was able to do was to pull out a few things to use this year. We're going to be in Florida probably till May or June. So I'm trying to plan what I'm doing. I've got a list. Hopefully that'll keep me on track, because we know I do not edit. Consider it blooper inclusive and entertainment, I hope. Anyway, I wanted to tell you what my goals are. I think that will help with accountability and letting you know what to expect from the channel. I have 2 mentors. One is Nancy, she's got yarn too, and the other one is Lynn Ann of Nina's Knots Crochet. And as you may or may not know, Nancy, her mom is in a women's club, and they are collecting blankets for kids at Boggy Creek Camp. Not editing. This is a place in Florida that was started by General Schwarzkopf and Paul Newman. It is all volunteer, and it is all donation operated, from my understanding. It's a place that kids that normally can't go to camp because of medical issues get to go. They have a week where it's kids with asthma and lung issues. They have a week where it's cancer. They have a week where it's blood issues. They have a week where it's diabetes. There's I think 6 or 8 medical conditions. They have doctors on staff, nurses on staff who volunteer that specialize in that particular ailment. And it gives the child a chance to experience this. They also have it so that the families can get together and network. And as you would know if you watch my intro, I think that's really important from my personal experience to know somebody's gone through what I've gone through. It's a bonding. It helps parents as far as support, emotional support. So they are collecting blankets. They need to be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. They could be knit, crocheted, Tunisian, hairpin lace, whatever you want to do. They do ask that it be, where did hairpin lace come from? They do, I do know how to do that, but I don't know where it came from. On track. Oh, I'm on track. They, so the Women's Club is putting together gift bags for the kids to have. And Nancy reached out to her yarn community and asked people if they would be interested in doing one of these little blankets as a memento for each child. My goal this year is to do 12. Now, they are not taking them. You would need to store them yourself. The soonest they are taking mailings on them is September, I believe, the end of September. So you would need to store it yourself. If you've got a place for stash, you've got a place for a couple of blankets. So my goal is to do 12. If you would like to do 1 or 2, but you want to do it closer to the time they're doing the mailing, just put down in the comments. That'll keep you accountable too, maybe. And it would be a way for me maybe to be able to remind you when we get closer to that time. The current one that I'm working on, I did 4 that I sent to her. I have one that's already done that I thought I could drop by as we were driving, but it just wasn't going to work. This one is, I have the sides to do yet. This is the moss stitch. And there are 2 different yarns, although the color match I think is phenomenal. The variegated is Hirschner's Pastry. I have her here. Hirschner's Pastry Plus yarn. And what I do when I make these is I will put a little bit of the yarn on the label, so they have the washing instructions. They know that it's acrylic. They will take anything. They just ask that you mark what kind of yarn it is. This is 100% acrylic. It had 743 yards, and it is a 3 weight. Then the solid, this is actually this one, but the solid blue I'm using is from my Black Friday acrylic yarn from Hobie, and I got, I think, 10 of these for $15, and I got a couple of colors, but this color is going really well with the Hirschner's Pastry. And I am also going to do, this one's almost complete, so I am going to do it with Roll With It Tweed by Red Heart. And this one is a little different, but this blue goes really well with this, as you can see. So that will be one that I'm going to be doing. And same yarn, just different, looks completely different. It is the same yarn. It's even the same color dye lot, but these 2, and these, I got these, I don't know, from, I want to say it was Hirschner's, because they're up in Wisconsin and pretty close to us, so that's, I think that's who I got it from, but it could have been Mary Maxim, it could have been Yarnspiration. I got it 2 or 3 years ago, I think. But this one I'm going to do with this, it's coming out way brighter than it is. Yeah, it's coming out way brighter than it is. This is Red Heart Super Saver. It is colorway lemon, citron lemon. This is a 4 weight, and the tweed is also a 4 weight. but I think I'll be all right using the Hobie 3-weight. I can change the stitch. I don't know if anyone that's inexperienced with crochet knows, but if you change your stitch, you can change the heaviness of, how do I explain that? If you do a moss stitch, it's single crochet, chain, single crochet. If you do a double, you have more yarn wrapped and it will make a thicker stitch. So that's what I'm planning to do, is to trim it out with this in a double crochet, but do a moss stitch with the green, with the number 4 wheels. Okay, then Lynn Ann, who gave me the Boggy Creek bag that I just showed you, gave me 2 wheels, and these are willow. I believe these are Hirschner also. It's Willow Yarns Dahlia, and it's the color Medallion. This is 100, here's my little, yeah, that's it. And this has 147 yards, and it is a number 1. It is a sock weight. It is also 100% merino, which means it will felt. So I have started, she gave me 2, and I have started on my Tea Cozy. I'm almost finished with the first, and I'm going to do, I think, 2 of these. And the first one I did on hot, okay, the yarn caddy had to do laundry that week. He did it on hot. I have access to a wash machine right now that has super hot. It's sanitary, and or not right now. I will have access to one that is has sanitary super hot, to be able to felt it. What happens is, if you use hot water, you lose about 25% of the height of it. If you do super hot water, you will lose like 50% of the height. It'll be much more compact. So if you are interested in felting, just know that there's a lot of variables with that, and it wouldn't hurt to do 2, 3, 4 S-word swatches. One you keep unwashed. The others you would do according to the different water temperature. So that's what I'm doing with that. Pardon. Okay. I have 2 gifts that are due. One is due in May, and I'd like to have it done by March, and that is a Minnie Mouse blanket that I am doing with Hobie's glitter rainbow cotton in red and white. I'm doing not octagons, septagons is 7, sextagons, the 6 sides. I'm doing a round circle for the center in white, and then I'm going around it so that it ends up being a 6-sided, and then I'm going to put them together and do kind of like a polka dot blanket. I also am going to do a mashup of 2 different, I couldn't decide between the 2, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to kind of base it on that and do my own. I I think 12 colors, 10 or 12 colors that I'm going to do. And I got number 11 of the Hobie rainbow cotton. And then I got 2 other colors in a pink and a green. I'm thinking about getting 2 more in a blue. Anyway, I want it to go in rows so it looks like flowers. And there's 2 patterns I couldn't decide between, and I'm going to try to, like I said, do a mashup of them. They're my own based on these 2. And the first one is Jam Jar of Happiness by Ophelia Talks. She just had a crochet along this past year with that. And the other is Sunshine and Shadows by Jane Crow. I think her name is Crowfoot, but she goes by Jane Crow on the YouTube channels. And I'd like to have that done by the end of May. Then I have a pattern that I'm going to be working on for Malia Made It for her Advent for next year. Had an idea for a pattern that was inspired, and I talked to Tabitha at Long Island Yarn and Farm. She just had the 12 Days of Christmas, and she chose the name for her llama based on something I've been telling her, so that was a fun night. But the 12 days, she had designers, she had someone that does jewelry based on knit and crochet. She had people that raise the fiber animals. It was a fabulous program that she did, and I'm really looking forward to that next year. But there was an idea I had for a pattern. I've contacted her about it, and I'm going to try to work on that. And I told her, you know, I can't sell my patterns because I don't have a tech editor. I really have no experience. I need to get started somehow. And she was kind enough to get me in contact with a couple of designers that she works with, which I really appreciate. There's some that I have test knitted with, and they have been fabulous with answering questions. I'm just not confident enough to sell my patterns, but I am more than happy to have people that do yarn that I've worked with add that so that they offer the pattern through their purchases. So that's what we're working on. Then I'm going to do selfish knitting this year too. I've been talking about wanting to wear my knitwear, but if we're in warmer climates, it's not easy to do. I was able to find this in storage. This is a brioche stitch. It's not brioche, it's a brioche stitch. It's done in the round. I don't know if you can really tell this is a really, the yarn itself has a lot of texture to it, and I thought that it worked out well, but anyway, it's kind of got almost like a fish scale weave look to it with that stitch. I like that stitch a lot. Anyway, what I was getting at is I found the sweater when we were in the storage. It's just too warm to wear unless we're in colder temperatures. So I want to do some knitting this year, crocheting this year in the cottons, cotton blends, linens, bamboo. So I am going to do some selfish knitting and crocheting. And one of the things I'm going to participate in is a knit along with Four Pearls. Four Pearls is in Winter Haven, Florida. It would be my local yarn shop when I'm in Florida. And they are doing the Collins tee which is by Laura Dobratz. And that one comes in sizes 1 through 14, bust size 36 to 62. It is done in fingering or sock weight. It uses US 5 needle or 3.5 millimeter, which for it's not like socks where you're doing 1.75. It has a little bit of pattern in every few rows in the knitting, and it's to help make it a little more breathable, and so you can wear a wool blend in the spring, not necessarily in the summer, but in the spring and in the autumn. So I'm planning to participate in that. Again, if you have any desire to do the Boggy Creek, please let me know. If you have any questions, if there's anything I can help you with, I will put the information in the comments below as far as the size. I'm not, I'll put Nancy's contact, but again, they're not taking the mailing for these again until the end of September. But getting a head start on it, my goal is to do 12. I'd like to do, I have a linen self-design I'm working on. I just don't have it with me. I have that Collins t-shirt. I'd like to get both of those done before the summer and be able to wear those. And as I told you, I found out of my stash, so I am shopping my stash this year. And that was for the 2 more Boggy Creek blankets that I plan to do. So that's what I have going on. I do have some new subscribers. I'd like to thank you for coming, and if you watch this, let me know who it was that sent you so I can thank them. If you have any questions of anything, I do knit, crochet, hairpin lace. I don't know why I brought that up earlier. That's just strange. I do felting. One of the things I want to do is to do applique felting, or felt directly onto a pre-manufactured coat. So I will be doing that this year, and you'll see that, because I don't think my daughter watches these, that'll be the one she'll watch. But I do want to do that for her Christmas gift for next year. I also do embroidery. I do not do yarn dyeing. I do sewing. So if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to direct you or help you. Put that in the comments below. And again, I'd like to thank you for stopping by and playing ball.